The topic I'm trying to discuss is green energy. My basic point here is that Donald Trump has basically neutered the green energy industry in the United States, and I think it's one of the most important industries in the 21st century, so I'm curious your take on that.
Like renewable energy?
Yeah, green energy, solar, nuclear is renewable.
Not really my thing, man. You know,
okay, explain.
I don't focus on that.
Okay, that's fair. Thoughts on... So, okay, how supportive are you of the Trump administration?
I'm extremely critical of the Trump administration.
You're extremely critical.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't identify as a MAGA retard. There's a lot of people that won't be critical of Trump. He's done a lot of things that I don't like. I don't like what he did with Venezuela. I don't like all the support he's giving to Israel. I don't like, the threatening of bombing Iran. I don't like, what else? I think what he's doing, immigration is good. I'll give him credit for that because what he's doing is very brave and very hard, and no president had the balls to do it, which is like interior enforcement and shutting down the border. But some of his foreign policy, I haven't liked it too much.
Okay, fair enough.
Is that the again? You can just come up to the mic, Chucky. Like, it's okay. Like, we won't bite. You can have a discussion instead of heckling from the side. It's been like an hour now. Yeah. Did you want to finish what you were? Oh, again? I thought you guys were talking about. See, now I'm starting. How many? I thought you guys were talking about the other Chucky. I thought you guys were talking about the garage Chucky. This Chucky. Oh, okay. Let him finish.
Okay, Nazi. So two can play at this game. So you didn't answer my question before, but
let this guy finish, and then we could go to you. I thought they meant the other Chucky.
Yeah, go ahead. He's good.
All right.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you just don't like Trump, and you're trying to see where we. Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to talk about green energy. You don't want to talk about green energy.
Yeah. No, I'm critical of Trump, man. I'm not a MAGA retard.
Well,
so
he's hypocritical. So I just wanted to say really quick. No, for real, because you started off this debate saying that to quote. One of the reasons that there's so many autistic retards today is because people are having kids too late. But then also, just like 4 or 5 questions ago, you gave the person what were your 5 steps? Oh, you should sleep with 50 women, have $100,000
men and women are not on the same biological
No,
clock.
hold on, let me finish. Because then at the end of that, you're like, oh, we should wait till 35 to get married and have kids, right? So wait, can you explain that for me? Because that seems super hypocritical.
Men and women are not under the same biological time
Honey, you
urgency.
didn't hear me. You did not hear me. Listen to my question. Use your ears. Ready? To begin with, you said one of the reasons there's so many autistic retards in the world today is because people are having kids too late, right? Mm-hmm. Right? Okay. You also just said we should wait until 35 to get married and have kids. Where's the math?
For the man.
Wait, so what does that mean?
Marry women that are younger than you.
So do you mind just explaining anything? Or are you just going to keep bullshitting?
What the hell?
What do you mean, what the hell? You literally did a Nazi salute. You began this whole thing of saying you're Nazi.
Dude, yes, brother. Dude.
What the fuck? Get this fucking Nazi off our campus. Dude, what the fuck? Do that again? Wait, do that again so we can take a picture of you. Put down your mask. Let's see your face. What are you afraid of? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait, how many Nazis do we have here?
So it's like, bro.
What the hell?
Dude, I don't know if you
Seriously?
realize you're at a Klan rally. So, anyway.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Are y'all hearing this?
See, look at him. He's all shocked. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Yeah, see, this is what not giving a fuck looks like.
No, this is why we should Nazis.
Okay.
Nazis deserve exactly what they get. Or I guess what they put in the world. So
interesting. Interesting how we don't call for violence for
we don't
his
call for violence,
ideology.
But at the same time, we're literally calling for violence by being Nazis.
Okay. Whatever. Anyway, with what I was saying, when I talk about men getting married at 35 or older, again, men don't have the same biological time clock that women do. Women are on a biological time clock, so I advise guys, marry a woman that's younger than you.
Actually, most guys have a shorter biological time clock than women if you read any studies. Okay. Sorry, but you don't. It's pretty clear. Because when I asked the question, wait, what was the question again? Oh, to quote that women are, from you. No, hold on. No, I know. Shut the fuck up for a second. So, what? No,
right,
I'm going to tell him.
Let's just get to the next person.
No,
next person.
I'm going to be up here. Otherwise, I'm going to keep heckling
We'll just get to the next person. Yeah. We'll just get to the next person. When you guys said Chucky before, I thought you guys meant the Chucky. Now we got 2 Chuckies. I thought you guys meant the other one. Garage Chucky. Okay. All right,
Myron.
So this is Angry Chucky, and then the other Chucky is Garage Chucky.
Sorry.
The other one that walked by. So it's crazy. Like 2 redheads. This is crazy. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Myron. I wanted to ask you for your take on Venezuela. Like, why don't you approve of the U.S. arresting Maduro?
Okay. Do you want the full explanation, or do you want me like to give a short one? Because it's
Full explanation, yeah.
okay. I'll kind of go through this then. We invaded Venezuela for 3 primary reasons: the weakening of the petrodollar, right? Maduro agreeing to do oil transactions in BRICS currency led by yuan, and then obviously because we can with the military might, they don't have nuclear weapons. So the big reason why, and then also our petroleum reserves are down. Our petroleum reserves right now are down to the lowest level since the 1980s. So these multiple factors were the main reasons why Trump decided to use a drug trafficking warrant from 2020 when he was in office back the first time to justify taking Maduro out.
So isn't it in the U.S.'s national security interest to secure Venezuela's oil?
You can make that argument. I know a lot of people say, hey, the Monroe Doctrine, this is our sphere of influence. Meanwhile, China's been all over the Caribbean and South America for a very long time, which, it's kind of interesting how we're selectively, enforcing the Monroe Doctrine now. But my thing is, I think that though this will give us benefits in the short term, and I can agree to that, and I can see why people would argue in the short term we are going to build some wealth and it's going to create some prosperity. I think in the long term we're hurting our international reputation in an ever-growing multipolar world. The United States needs to understand that, we're not the only ones with nukes, and we're not the only ones with a sophisticated and, strong military. And I think diplomacy should be exercised more. And this level of gunboat diplomacy of, just going into Venezuela and taking this guy out because our petroleum reserves are down, the petrodollar is getting weaker because Saudi Arabia didn't agree to renew their deal with us last year. That story got buried in the media because it was an election year. No one talks about it.
I don't understand how it hurts our international reputation when the majority of Venezuelans want Maduro out.
Well, you got to remember that Western media is gonna, put things in a way where it's like Maduro bad. And here's the thing: I'm not a Maduro supporter whatsoever, but I do think that us invading a sovereign country, right, when we're literally condemning China for trying to potentially go into Taiwan or Russia for what they did with Ukraine, it makes us look extremely hypocritical, and we are we're going against the very values that we've preached about. Does that make sense?
You can't really equate Maduro with the leaders of Taiwan or Ukraine because he wasn't elected democratically.
Well, the point I'm making the argument that we invaded a sovereign country. Meanwhile, we're wagging a finger at other peoples that do it, other countries that do it. Is what I'm trying to say. And what we've done is we've basically validated. And the thing that bothers me the most is we've validated Putin and Xi Jinping's arguments that they always make, where they say the United States are hypocrites, and they do the same exact thing that we do. It's just that when they do it, they don't get penalized for it, and we vindicated them. And my other thing also is that with the decline of the petrodollar and reserve currency status with the U.S. dollar, this is going to push more people to BRICS, and we're going to alienate potential people that want to be allies with us, because what we've effectively shown is, hey, if you challenge the hegemony of the U.S. dollar, we will invade you and we will fuck you up. So that's going to make people say, you know what? I'm going to buy more gold. I'm going to try to de-dollarize. I'm going to start maybe using BRICS. People are going to, and then also we've seen Russia be successful by doing this with SWIFT. They got kicked off SWIFT, but their economy's still been doing pretty decent. So I look at it from a long-term perspective where I think this will hurt our international reputation.
Okay, I see what you're saying. And unrelated topic, you're talking about looks maxing and going to the gym.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask, how much was your max bench?
Man, I've never actually tried to max out on the bench, man. I've always been big on volume, doing a lot of sets, a lot of reps, because maxing out isn't really optimal for hypertrophy.
All right, thank you.
It's just an ego thing, but yeah.
Thank you for talking to me.
No worries, man.
Yeah,
What's up?
I got it. Good afternoon. Okay.
How are you? Well, good evening, but
I'm doing okay.
who's counting?
Okay. So you talked about population growth a lot. Do you think population growth is needed now? Like, as soon as we can get it? I mean, you look at things like Social Security and general economic growth that rely on population growth. Do you think it's needed now, since birth rates are declining now?
Well, my thing is I just want to bring back nuclear families. So I think that's one of the problems. I think we're not having nuclear families, and not having nuclear families leads to social degradation.
You're dodging what you said earlier, where you talked about how we need population growth, and you blamed feminism for it. So you do agree that we need population growth. That is a point you have made, correct?
The priority is the rebuilding of nuclear families over population growth. That's number one. Then we can deal with the population growth after that. But number one is absolutely bringing back the nuclear family. That is the backbone of any thriving society.
Why are you not in a nuclear family?
Actually, I did grow up in a nuclear family.
No, you are 30 plus. How old are you?
I'm 35.
And you're not married. But you're
No.
the perfect time for having children, though, according to you. So
Yeah,
I'm
actually,
a little
35 and
confused about
above
that.
studies. Yeah, 35 and above studies. 35 and above actually show that marriage rates do better nowadays. Yeah.
But I'm confused why you're not having a nuclear family. Like, I think the best thing you can do. Okay, so if you're Mr. Pro nuclear family, you go in here and you tell all these people, you say you need a nuclear family, and you don't have one. I don't understand that, because you're at an age where you can have one. Do you have a girlfriend? Are you successfully dating? Like, I'm a little confused about how you're pushing this on people, and you're clearly not. Like,
well, here's the thing. So I actually did have a girlfriend, and she wanted to have kids, but I'm not ready to have kids right now because obviously I have financial goals and I have a bigger mission right now. Obviously, I think we need to wake up a lot of guys. And me having a nuclear family right now at this point, with the amount of hate that I get and all the everything else, would be irresponsible. And I can, fortunately for me as a guy, I can stave that off for a bit longer. But I have a bigger mission right now, which is why. But I think for all the other guys that work a job and don't necessarily have the same social burden of being out there on the internet and putting yourself out there, that are able to live a private life, I think they should be aspiring to have a nuclear family.
okay, have you seen the video with Renee Good? Have you seen it?
Yes.
You watched it?
Yeah.
Okay, and you understand that the ICE officer that shot her did not get hit?
He did get hit. You can literally see it in the
No,
video.
he got brushed up against. That was not
Oh,
hit.
now it's the first one. He didn't get hit. Now it's brushed up against.
That's not the same as getting hit.
He absolutely got hit.
Okay, well, we have different definitions. Brushed up against is not hit, in my opinion. But, okay, so you think it was morally justified?
No, I said that it's legally
But
justified.
no, you said ICE did nothing wrong. Wrong implies moral, too.
It could also imply legal too. So it's broad. But my thing is, I attack this from a legal perspective. I think he's legally justified in his use of force. And quite frankly, he acted in a reasonable fashion given the facts and circumstances that happened at that moment.
The law for law enforcement is if you can get out of the way, you are not allowed. Like, if you can reasonably get out of the way of danger, it's not reasonable to shoot someone like that.
Yeah. A weapon, a car is a deadly weapon, and it was coming at him.
If it was coming at him, why didn't he get hit?
Because here's the thing with you guys, you progressives, when you guys say this shit.
I'm not a progressive.
You're making a progressive argument. So
I have diverse opinions.
Yeah, you're making a progressive argument on this because the thing is this is a slippery slope. Because if you say, hey, look, it's your duty to retreat and get out the way. Well, what if someone pulls out a knife? Oh, just avoid the knives, dude. Just do some Krav Maga and you won't get stabbed. Someone pulls out a gun. Hey, bro, just kneel, matrix it, and dodge it. Like, a car is a deadly weapon.
He did dodge it, though. You're acting like he didn't dodge it.
Barely. He barely dodged it. Like, the car literally hit him in it. You could hear the wind get knocked out of it. Knocked out of him when he was moving.
This is so unreasonable. Okay.
He barely. No, it's completely reasonable. She came at again. We got to see. This is why it's so important to look at the totality of the circumstances when it comes to use of force. She's there impeding an ICE operation. She's already in the wrong. But let's continue on.
That has nothing to do with if it's okay to shoot someone.
No, because we have to see. We have to bring these in. We have to bring all the facts and circumstances.
For this, no. Listen, you're trying to justify shooting someone. When you're trying to justify shooting someone, committing a crime completely irrelevant to the threat argument is not part of making it reasonable to shoot someone.
You clearly don't understand use of force doctrine in the United States, and you don't understand that 20/20 hindsight and like micro-analyzing things after the fact is irrelevant. So let's go ahead and go through all the circumstances, because all the circumstances lead to the decision that he makes, and then the decision that he makes is going to be based on, did he act in a reasonable way? So here's the facts and circumstances. They're doing an ICE operation, lawfully there, legally justified. She's in a way obstructing them. They tell her to get out. She says no. She doesn't obey. ICE agent comes out, another guy, hey, get out of your car, and gives her a lawful order. What does she do? She backs up, disobeys. Other guy pulls out his gun, points it at her. She drives towards him. Despite the fact she moved her wheel all the way to the right, he doesn't have to sit there and be like, oh, I think I can.
So
is she going to hit me or not? What was that?
She moved her wheel all to the right, which is going away from him.
That's the argument that a lot of people are saying. No, what I'm saying is, everyone's making the justification that she turned her wheel all the way to the right.
And you agree with that?
That doesn't matter.
But is it true?
It's irrelevant.
No, it isn't.
If it's true,
no, it isn't. That's dependent on whether she's trying to hit him or not.
Let me finish the facts and circumstances, okay? Because
you're just going to... I'm trying to establish the facts here. She turned. And you acknowledge that. And if that's the fact, then she was trying to avoid hitting the officer.
I'm saying that it doesn't matter. it doesn't matter. Because here's the thing. If someone pulls out a knife, right,
Now,
in the
why
middle
does
of a
that not matter?
confrontation, if someone pulls out a knife in the middle of a confrontation, say, no,
tries to
bro,
avoid you?
I wasn't going to stab you. I was going to, like, I got this bagel over here. I was going to just spread the butter. Like, no, dude, like, a reasonable person, after they're pulling out their gun and someone else is giving them lawful commands, a reasonable person would see that a car coming at them, she's trying to hit me, which she actually did. And he shot his gun in defense, and he stopped the threat. It's that simple.
If the car was coming, why was she turning if the car was coming? Okay. She's turning the car, okay? And you said that's not an important fact. She's turning away from the officer, and you're saying that's not a relevant fact of whether it's justified to shoot him.
Okay, and then what did she do after she did that?
She died because she got shot?
She put the car in fucking drive and drove towards him.
Turned away from him. She was turned away from the person that she was, in your opinion, about to hit, which she didn't hit, so she wasn't about to hit, and she turned away from that person.
She did hit him. That's the fact. Like, and again, this is why law enforcement is judged on, did he act reasonable? I would argue that if most of the people here were in his situation and were a law enforcement officer where they don't have a duty to retreat, by the way, and she was committing a felony and they gave her lawful commands and they saw a car coming at them, they're going to shoot, because they're going to interpret that as, this is a weapon coming at me, a deadly weapon coming at me, and she's not obeying my orders, even though I got a gun screaming at her, telling her to stop, and my partner is too, and she still won't. So once you go ahead and you make yourself a threat to law enforcement, you lose all ground.
Is getting skimmed by a car, or in your definition hit, is that a threat?
Irrelevant. So if
That's not relevant. That's exactly what happened.
Do I have
That's
to be
a fact on the
stabbed?
ground.
Do I have to be stabbed by a knife to justify shooting someone for pulling it out? No. Like, no. As soon as if they pull out a knife or they pull out a gun, right? I don't have to sit there and wait and find out.
We don't need to use hypotheticals. Let's just talk about the facts on the ground, okay?
No, because
you don't need to bring
extremely
in
important. Because the car is a deadly weapon. So I'm using another example of a deadly weapon to illustrate to you how ludicrous your claim is.
It clearly wasn't deadly in that context because it didn't kill anyone, or it didn't even get close to killing him. It's just...
A car can be a deadly weapon. Many police officers have been run over by cars, and the car isn't even going that fast, and it kills them.
I understand that, but in this context, it's not true. And she was turning away, as you acknowledged. She was turning away from the officer, as you acknowledged.
Yeah, we know that now in 2020 hindsight, right? That she
and
turned
probably
her
the
wheel
person
up,
looking through
even though she still hit him.
Probably him looking through her windows, probably saw that she was turning, probably saw the wheel she was turning, and that's reasonable to look at before you shoot someone, I think.
Okay.
I frankly think that's kind of
well, what you
important.
think, it's quite frankly, is irrelevant because he operated
I don't
in
think so.
illegal.
That's okay.
He's not getting indicted, so he's not getting charged. He obviously, it's justified legally, and that is my argument. It's a justified shoot. You might not like it. You might be able to make a morality argument, but I'm not here to make a morality argument. I'm here to make a legal argument. He acted in self-defense. He acted within the confinements of his authorities and his duties.
Isn't self-defense moral?
What?
No. If you're saying what he did wasn't moral, but I'm confused
no. I
about
said
that.
I'm not making a moral argument. I'm making a legal
but
argument.
could you? Would you? I'm saying, because what you're saying is
everyone's morality is different, and it's a subjective question. Okay, like just because.
Well, I thought you're Christian, right? You're Christian?
No,
So
I'm not. You're wrong about everything.
You're not Christian? Okay.
No, I'm not.
Uh,
No, that's why I'm making a very legal and secular argument here, to keep things objective, and it is what it is. Like, again, you don't have to like it, you don't have to agree with it, you might question its morality. But from a legal standpoint, it is justified self-defense in the United States of America.
But are you saying self-defense isn't moral then? I'm confused, because if it's justified self-defense from a legal perspective, why would you not be willing to say it's a moral thing too? Because he's defending himself.
I'm not making a moral argument, I'm making a legal argument.
You're just refusing? Do you have any
it's
stance on it?
because my opinion on his morality is irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant to the discussion at hand. Because everyone has a different perspective when faced in a life or death situation. I'll give you an example of this. Let's say there's a female officer, 5'2", right? Someone who's 6'5" comes at her and she shoots him dead, right? Well, if I was in her shoes and I was a police officer and I had my size and everything, I might not shoot him. I might move to a taser because I know that I have the ability to maybe deal with this individual from a physical perspective because we're roughly the same size. But as a 5'2" officer, she decided to shoot first. So are you going to say that she's immoral too, right? I would argue, well, in her situation, based on the facts and circumstances for her, if that guy gets a hand on her, she might die because he could disarm her or whatever it may be. So she shoots and kills him. Well, I think that's justified. So again, this is why I don't like going off the morality thing, because it's subjective based on who used the force at the time based on the facts and circumstances. This is why 2020 hindsight and trying to Monday morning quarterback use of force is retarded, and it doesn't work because everyone is in a different situation in their life at the time based on the totality of the circumstances of what transpired at the time, and it's a life or death situation. This is why we're never judged 2020, because a shooting by one individual might not be justified by another individual.
Okay. I'll leave. Bye.
All right, fair.